Well, I finished this one up. I got to this side here. I welded my bracket on. I didn't get to my headlight plate. I'll cut that off, put it on. The brackets don't look too bad. Had a choice between going towards the outside, which would have spread the headlight apart a little bit, which I wanted, but I would have had some extra metal hanging off and I didn't want to mess with that, so just make it cleaner and weld the bracket on. It'll be stronger. Then I'm just gonna finish cleaning up this frame. I did the other side. I'll clean this side up good, de-rust this thing here, and just take it apart again, and I'm going to spray that black paint on it this time, and hopefully this will be my final coat, and then I'll let it dry and put it all back together. But for now, this is what I got. Shouldn't take me a couple more hours to finish this up and get it ready to paint, and then I'll move on to something else. Took a little while. I got these areas all cleaned up pretty good, and I used a 120 sanding disc on them. I'm all polished up pretty good. I'll just shoot them with primer now. I worked a little more on some of my motor mounts, and getting close to skirting the rest of this frame black. Once I can get that done, then I can put the motor in. I'll prime it now and let it dry while I work on the rest of the frame. Well, this time I sanded everything down with 80 grit. Looks much better now. 80 grit's awfully coarse for paint or anything soft, but when I'm going into direct metal like this, it probably makes it to like 120 or something like that. And this paint forgives quite a bit. It covers up a lot of stuff, so I just 80 gritted this all down and then sprayed a little of my de-rusting compound on areas where I found some more rust. I did this one tie rod thingy here, stabilizer bar. It looks much better, and I'll grind this one here off and sand it off rather. A little more here on the front. Just clean it up, wash it down with water, blow it off good, and then I'm going to squirt another coat of this black paint on here. Hopefully this will make it much better. It looked good as it was with no sanding at all, so it should look pretty good now. Alright, I went over it again. This time I was smart enough to wear rubber gloves. It was too thick to spray. I wound up using 50 pounds and mixed about a quarter lacquer thinner with it. It looked like it went on pretty good. Got some dirt in it. I strained it good this time. This might be just your stuff I didn't get off. Some of it's sand marks. Looked like that 80 grit didn't completely do the job like I was hoping. I see some places I missed. Some of the brackets, like over there and back here. I mixed up about a pint. I need to get the front of that axle. I didn't do it because I got a little water still on it. But all in all, it looks pretty good. Normally paint looks best when it's first put on, but this stuff seems to be much better once it dries. It takes a while to flow out. Anyway, so I'll mix up another little batch and put it on and touch it up a little bit here and there. I'm trying to use a real thin coat. It bubbles if you put it on too thick. That was what I thought was dirt, was actually bubbles. All in all, it looks pretty good. Good enough for what I'm doing anyway. Yeah, here it is after another coat. It picked up all the little places I missed. I can still see a little dirt in it, but part of that's because I didn't really clean it all that well. I just 80 gritted it down and washed it off and wiped it. I would have been better off with like a tack cloth, but a lot of it turned out really nice. The top of the frame here, springs are all good. They looked pretty good before. Top of my radius rods. I'm probably gonna paint them purple anyway. But it all looks pretty good. I got a little bit left in the gun. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. Go back over it once more. Looks like I missed a place down there. Yeah, my steering bracket, I missed it, so I'll get it. Just go over it once more. Try to get any light places in it that I missed. Looks like my brace here from my motor. That could be a little better. But I think if I was to wet sand this with like 220 where I don't go all the way through the paint and then tack cloth it and just one more little spray coat on this and it'll look just like a mirror. Good enough for what I wanted done today. I needed to get it painted to where I could put the motor in it. I've got all my brackets and everything with all the welding's done, so next thing I can probably just stick my motor and everything down in here, and then I can finish up the final on the steering and everything else that I need to do that I'm kind of don't want to do without a motor in it. Looks pretty good for now. Had a little left in my gun. I was just cleaning the gun basically. I put about half lacquer thinner in it and I just went over it and hit it again. Boy, that really made it pop. That really definitely gave it the wet look. So this will give it a big head start on being glossy because the lacquer thinner will flash off real quick, and then whatever the reducer in the paint is will flash slower. I can see a lot of the places here where it looks like dirt. It's not really dirt, it's where when I sanded it, it kind of unbonded from the metal. But anyway, I'm sure that a little more sanding on this with some wet sandpaper and another coat will make this thing look like glass. Now I'll clean up my stuff, call it a day.